reports. Well, obviously, NYPD on full alert today following the SCOTUS ruling, shooting down Roe v. Wade. Right now, outside of St. Patrick's Cathedral, does feel like your normal summer Friday here. Aside from the gates that they've started to put up just behind me, you do have an NYPD presence here. We are on Fifth Avenue, just aside from Rockefeller Center. Remember, just 2 years ago, the George Floyd riots happened, a lot of them right along Fifth Avenue. Windows being smashed, graffiti along a lot of the shops along Fifth Avenue. The folks here at St. Patrick's and many of the parishes here in New York City are hoping that doesn't happen again tonight. So we spoke to some of the folks outside of St. Patrick's this afternoon. Obviously, this is a big spot for Catholics around the world who visit New York City. This is kind of one of those tourist spots that you check off your bucket list when you visit New York. Whether you're Catholic or not, folks had a lot to say about this SCOTUS decision. Across the country.
I think people will make out the decision to be far more radical than it is. So much of the science of what we know about fetal development has developed since the 1970s. And so the idea that, to kick this back to the states is perfectly appropriate. If somebody wants to live in a high-tax state that pays for abortions, let them do so.
And I personally am disappointed in not just the decision, but what it means for my daughters in the future.
I have sons, but I'm disappointed because I believe women have the right to choose. So
you love it. So why do you love it?
Because the states now can go ahead and make their own rules, and you can go to one of those states to have it done.
Are you worried about potential rioting because of this ruling here tonight in New York City?
Because I think that all these people that are against it are wackos, and there's any kind of possibility of them rioting, they will do it.
And New York Governor Kathy Hochul responding in a tweet this afternoon to this Supreme Court ruling, saying this is a dark day for our country. Ever since I was sworn into office, I've worked to strengthen New York's abortion laws and protect those who need care. We won't stop fighting. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez also asking for people to take to the streets. We know that protests are planned later this evening in Washington Square Park, just south of here. That's where NYU is. That's where a lot of protests begin here in New York City. Folks here at St. Patrick's Cathedral, a lot of businesses here in Manhattan hoping things don't get out of hand later this evening, as soon as night falls. Guys?
Hey, Mike, thank you very much. Now, pro-abortion groups and activists have warned that they may unleash a night of rage after this overturning of Roe v. Wade by the Supreme Court. If they mean it, tonight would be that night.
Yeah, and so the Department of Homeland Security has already released an urgent memo to Catholic churches warning them to have security available tonight, as they will be a primary target. The streets will surely have protests as well, and police are bracing for possible violence and destruction. We're joined now by former NYPD Commissioner and Newsmax contributor Bernie Kerik to discuss. Bernie, thanks for being with us. Bernie, I want to start first with New York City. Our reporter Mike Carter was just saying that people are potentially bracing for protests that could potentially be as violent as we saw a couple years ago with George Floyd. Do you think we'll see that type of violence here in New York City and around the country?
Well, listen, the problem is when you have AOC and Maxine Waters calling for people to take to the streets, and some of the words they're using, you have people out there that's going to follow that to the letter. Mm-hmm. And we already know, based on what we've seen over the last several years, when they do that, when people like them, these are House of Representative members, when they do that, people go out there when night falls and they get violent. I think we've learned a lot over the last 2 years. And the one thing we have to do now, unlike in the past, we have to take immediate action. Immediate action. They can protest. Nobody should have any problem with people legally protesting. Mm-hmm. But the second it turns violent, a bottle's thrown, whatever the case may be, the police have got to move in and lock everybody up that's involved in violence. Otherwise, this thing is going to spread. It's going to get bigger. It's going to get worse. And they're going to demolish cities, houses of worship in other places, government buildings, just like they did back in 2020.
Bernie, there are people who are going out tonight And they're going to be in some of the bigger cities, some cities they may not expect, where there are going to be protests. What number one, what do you tell those folks to do? Should they cancel their plans, go ahead with them? And how does the police department plan for what's coming? How much do you know that the average person does not know when you're the police commissioner?
Well, in New York City, look, we have an enormous intelligence division. We have an intelligence division that works with a number of the local and state authorities, the federal authorities. We have a federal city infusion task force, if you will, that gathers, collects, analyzes intel from all over the country. So the NYPD is pretty good at putting this stuff together, figuring out what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, where they're going to be. And then you have to respond to it. But the most important thing here is you have to be preemptive. You have to be proactive. You can't sit back and wait for it to happen before you go after it. You've got to attack it first. Got to get out there first. And I think other departments around the country, they've got to follow that rule, because once it starts, you're constantly reactive. You're always catching up with the game. You can't do it. You got to get out there, start locking people up the second they get violent.
Bernie, I want to get back to that. Actually, I have more questions. But first, you mentioned our elected leaders like Maxine Waters fueling the fire. We have a comment from her. Let's take a listen.
You see this turnout here? You ain't seen nothing yet. Women are going to control their bodies no matter how they try and stop us. The hell with the Supreme Court. We will defy them. We will be out by the thousands. We will be out by the millions. We're going to make sure we fight for the right to control our own bodies.
Yeah, Bernie, you of course said that you feel these comments are only going to fuel the fire. I'm curious, with things that might happen tonight, would you consider this domestic terrorism? And if so, do you think people would actually be arrested and prosecuted?
Look, I can't say it's domestic terrorism until we see what that violence is. But I will say this. Maxine Waters is inciting violence. AOC is inciting violence. I don't care how you look at it. We've already seen Maxine Waters in the past where she basically told people to go out there and punch out Trump supporters and all this other stuff. You know what? The left attacked Donald Trump for standing at a speech and saying to go down to the Capitol and let your voices be peacefully heard, or whatever those words were. Peacefully protest. That's not what they're saying. That's not what they're saying. So I'd like to see the FBI. I'd like to see the Capitol Police. I'd like to see the other law enforcement authorities. Let's see what they're going to do when people respond and listen to and follow the direction of Maxine Waters, AOC, and others who are already in government, who are supposed to be setting the example for safety, security, and peacefully protesting. Yeah. That's not what they're calling for.
Well, Bernie, wish you were still in charge here, to be honest, but we appreciate you being with us and joining us and sharing your thoughts. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.